welcome as we gather to celebrate the fourth Sunday of Easter. This week's gospel reminds us of the importance of Jesus speaking to us in our ability to hear his voice, and that his promise to us in his voice this week is that he will not lose any of us, and he's come to save us. I remember distinctly when I was growing up that my parents would sometimes call to us from our home, from the back door, as I recall, and in the midst of all the different voices of parents calling their children home because it was time for supper or time for to come in because the lights were coming on, the street lights, that we could hear distinctly our parents' voices, whether it was my mother or my father. And so this week, again, we're reminded that we too are called to listen and to hear the voice of Jesus. The challenge for us in our own time is to recognize that clearly there are lots of voices calling to us. The voices of the radio and the television and the internet, the voices of our friends and family that call us to participate in all kinds of great activities. But at the base of it all is our intention and our call to hear Jesus' voice and to respond to it. And to respond to it and to remember that Jesus has called us to be his followers, and that we will be able to listen to what he has to hear, what he has to say to us. I know that in farming communities, the way that shepherds and sheep separate their flocks from one another is to use the voice of the shepherd, the voice of the farmer. He or she walks away singing a song or calling out to all kinds of different things, and the sheep hear that distinct voice. And so in the middle of the hubbub, we too can hear a distinct voice of the Lord. It will always be the same message. It will always be a message of invitation to love him, and then in turn to love one another as we love ourselves. That's the ongoing message of Jesus in the Gospels, both in the before the resurrection and after the resurrection. And so as we continue to gather this Sunday, we might ask ourselves about how we prepare ourselves to listen to the voice of the Lord, to hear it clearly in our hearts and minds and souls, and then to share it with those who perhaps have not heard or perhaps have closed their minds and ears and souls off to God because of all the other voices that are calling to them. In that way, we bring the message of Jesus to others and bring the message and the promise of salvation to them too. God bless you on this Sunday.